Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar, episode 156. And today we are back for the second time. HondaPro Jason!
What's up, Frank?
Not much, man. How are you?
Doing good. You?
I'm great, man. For the circumstances, for how everything is.
Yeah. For this, I think we've talked. We're doing good.
Yeah, just gotta stay positive, man, and keep on keeping on.
Yes, sir.
So last time we talked to you was 46 episodes ago.
Yep.
Episode 110. And that episode was probably the most infamous episode that we've ever done.
I still get a random email from people or a message from people saying, I just saw the message because once that got released,
yeah,
box was flooded. My DMs were flooded. Like, oh my god, I can't believe what I just heard.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that episode a little bit, because this is why I wanted to do this follow-up. We'll give everybody a little backstory on that last podcast we did. You were here in California for the iHeart Honda Fest, and then after that was it Fontana, right?
It was in Fontana, yeah.
And then after that, we came back here to Ventura, which is probably like a 2-hour drive, and then we potted it up.
Yeah, we did, and it was no holds barred. I mean, we talked before we potted, and I asked, "What do you want?" And you said, "Just be honest, just say it like it is." And we went down some pretty deep rabbit holes and talked about not just my connection with Honda and me as a Honda enthusiast, but talked like pretty deep about me and my family and how I handle things and my relationships and my children. And so we went deep, and there was some controversial things that were said.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it just surprised a lot of people because most of the time you're on your promo tour, you know, whether you're at a show or you're at a dealership or something like that, you have something that you have to do. But you and I have known each other for years now. I can't even think, probably like 5 years or so. Yeah. And we've had talks behind the scenes and things like that. And I knew what your outlook was on a lot of stuff, but that's why most of it didn't surprise me. But it was just for a lot of people, they got to know a little more about you as a person and your goals and the things that you were doing to achieve those goals. And I think that's what just surprised a lot of people. But I definitely appreciate you sharing, you know, because you put those things out there, and once it's out there, then you find out like, hey, maybe the way that I think about this situation is different because now I'm getting this guy's perspective or that guy's perspective, and all of that wouldn't happen unless you put your thoughts out there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that. It was, I think, a little bit more of just talking to you and just speaking. I mean, everyone's said it. Everyone that's ever talked to a psychologist and that, I mean, that's kind of what that session was for me. It was a great pod. It was great talking to you and just kind of getting some perspective back and forth of, you know, what I do and what you do and in our relationship and everything. But more than that, for me, it was like sitting down on a couch and letting someone listen to me and give me feedback on what I was saying.
Yeah.
After it was already out there, I was able to listen to it and hear the things that were actually coming out of my mouth, not just what was in my head.
Yeah.
You know, because you think what's in your head is different than when you say it, and then you hear it back. And I heard what I was saying, and I don't know if I really liked everything I was saying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Regardless of other people, because, you know, Frank, if you listen to everyone else, you wouldn't be where you are. And if everyone else thought like you, they'd all have, you know, their own companies that were, you know, flourishing and doing good, and their own podcasts, and everyone would have a YouTube channel and be traveling the world.
Yeah.
But the matter is that me and you are different than everybody else out there. That's why we do the things we do. So it wasn't so much other people influenced me as it was hearing what I said for myself.
Got you.
And that made a big difference and I started changing the way I viewed life and viewed my family and viewed my time with my family. And it wasn't a switch. It wasn't just all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, okay, so everything's changed now. But things started to change a little bit for me, and I started appreciating things and looking at things differently.
Yeah.
Without it affecting my work. And then the current situation that we're in now happened.
Yeah.
Which completely changed. And it's going to be, for me personally, when I go back to work, because right now I'm not working.
Yeah.
And so, depending on when you're listening to this pod, the current situation is, coronavirus is out and COVID-19, everyone's, getting it. And I'm in South Florida. I've been in South Florida for the whole winter. But now with COVID-19, I've been self-quarantined for, I think I'm on day 17 or 18 right now.
Whoa.
So I haven't, when I leave the house to get, my mom medication because she's here with us. And we'll take, short walks, and that's it.
Yeah.
We're in the house, so it's me, my wife, my 4-year-old son, and my mom. And spending 19 days with them, it's going to be different when I don't spend the time because I'm loving every minute. It's just amazing feeling to spend so much time with your family. When I was spending, a few hours a week, if that, with my family, and that was it. I would normally not sleep next to my wife for weeks when I was on the road. And now I sleep next to her every single night. Nice. And that's going to be a tough switch to go back the other way.
Yeah. That's, it's good to hear, dude. I remember in the last pod, you said something that you've always wanted a relationship like your parents had. Your mom and dad would watch TV together, holding hands, and then that's so cool, because I show that same affection to Ashley, and it just feels good to be able to have that person to build with. And then after that, I asked you, why do you not see yourself going towards that way? And you kind of didn't have a definite answer. Do things feel a little different now where you just feel a little more affectionate since you're spending a lot more time at home?
I think the affection's about the same. But I will tell you, I think the affection from my end, it's about the same. I think the affection that my wife has given me has ramped up now.
Nice.
Because there is a lot, and I've heard this from a lot of people that spend a lot of time away from their homes, that the wife's affection seems to be a little low when you come back. There's a little bit of you're back now. When are you going to leave again?
Yeah.
You're back, but for how long? That's great to be back, but right. But now I'm back, and I've been here for, over 2 weeks, coming up on 3 weeks. And the fact is that I'm going to be here for another month. So I think the guard's let down a little bit. I think the effect has gone up, which is cool. And with her, and I think with my son too, which is great.
Nice. How are they doing with with being home?
They're okay. And we get a little bit of cabin fever here and there. And the house that we're in isn't, it's a 2-bedroom house, so it's not massive.
Yeah.
But they're doing okay. My son's keeping busy with puzzles and a lot of PS4 and video games,
Yeah.
We're staying busy, doing the best we can. I have a lot of videos to edit. I haven't really been filming a whole lot, but I have a lot to edit, a lot of social media I can keep doing. But it's strange because we're forced into this, so you're kind of you lose track of days, you lose track of time.
Yeah.
So it's different.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be hard to jump back into that hustler mentality where you're going 24/7, 365, because, for me personally, I'm realizing, maybe that stuff's not even really worth it. I'm with you. And me and you both felt the same. Me and you were both the harder you hustle, the more you're going to succeed. Yeah.
And a lot of people out there are 9 to 5, which is great. Or they're, we've talked about this. They're, when I'm at work, I'll work, but when I'm home, I'm home. And for me and a lot of other people that are, successful, when you work, and when you're home, you work.
Yeah.
And when you just work. Like that's what you do 24/7, and you love it. And it's not even, it's not a job. But I think now people are starting to think that they can still accomplish a lot and not have to do that.
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with that. Even for us, we're still here. And when I say us, it's just me. I told my guys to stay home and they can work from home, helping with social media and things like that, because that's all part of the pie. It all takes work to do all that stuff. So it's just me here at the shop, and sometimes it's peaceful. I'll throw on a podcast, throw on some music, take care of work, and once I leave here, get home, Ashley's home, Christian's home already. They're home now. Get home, have some dinner, hang out, and it feels great, And I think one of the things, I don't know about for you, but for me, when I see some of my peers and then I see how much they're hustling and what they're doing, it always makes me feel like, man, you could do more. And I know you shouldn't look to others, but it's just a natural thing, especially if you feel you're on the same timeline, you guys are doing the same kind of thing, and I think that's something that I need to personally, that I have an opportunity with, is just realizing that, it's time for work, and then after this, it's time for family or time for relaxing or what have you,
Yeah, no, I totally understand. And now that I have the opportunity, because my social pages aren't as crazy as they once were like a month ago, I think that I have the opportunity now to put my phone away a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially during like dinner time, because dinner we would eat. When I was home or when I was out, I would never cook.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't cook. I have a 4-year-old son and my mom, so none of us really cook here until this whole thing happened, and we're kind of unable to go out. And now we bought an air fryer, which is amazing, by the way. If you don't have an air fryer, dude, get one.
What is an air fryer?
An air fryer it's like a small convection oven.
Okay.
It's a little bigger than a blender, and it's got a drawer that comes out, and you put all your food in the drawer, and you shut it, and you set the temperature, and it cooks it. But it'll cook a steak that normally takes like 20 or 30 minutes in like 8 minutes.
No way.
Not a microwave, because you can also do like French fries and fried foods with very little oil. Like you can fry pretty much anything. It's something that I never even thought I'd want.
Yeah.
But now that this is happening, we cook everything in there.
Sweet.
Absolutely amazing. So we're cooking fish. Like my diet's gotten way better. We're cooking a lot more fishes, a lot more fresh, a lot more salads.
Yeah.
They make dinner. I help make dinner, and we sit down. I put my phone away, and we sit and we talk and we eat, which is something I'm not used to. So, if something's going to come out of this, as an optimist, I want good things to come out of it. Like when we're done, I want to look back and go, wow, I didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
When I got to know my family better, my wife learned how to cook, and we, eat healthier. We get to exercise more, whatever it is. I want to make the most out of the situation. And I'm not alone. I've seen a lot of people that are doing that. So on your end, I know you're kind of in the same kind of position out in Cali as we are. Your restaurants are closed, right? Takeout only?
Yeah, everything's takeout. I'm not sure if the entire nation is the same way, but we've been like this for at least 2 weeks now.
Right.
But all of the stuff that we need to do to keep the business running is still open. So we still have our shipping company, the hardware company, our suppliers, the anodizers, they're still open. So we don't have that many moving parts to keep everything running. So at the business, everything is business as usual, minus not having the employees here to help out. But other than that, outside of work, we've just been cooking a lot. And Ashley, she's been cooking.
Yeah.
But she loves cooking, man. So she cooks almost every night, and we'll just hang out. Christian's playing, and he does his schoolwork in the morning. He has he has to sign up with his school for the Zoom. Are you familiar with that? Yeah. So he has Zoom with his school, and they have schedules and then email. So this is, I don't know, man. This can definitely be something where this is going to be the new normal, and I keep hearing that so much. And it's making me think, like, Is this going to be the new normal? Are we going to lose more human connection than we've already lost in the last 10 years? What's really going on?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And I think that, we're going to lose. I think we're going to do a nice mix. I think it's going to be a mix of, work from home, school from home. Not 100%, but I think maybe a couple days a week. You'll go to school a couple days a week and you'll stay home a couple days a week.
Yeah.
It might depend on situations, but I think that people are seeing that they don't need to get up an hour early to fight California traffic just to get to work, and then leave an hour, spend an hour in the car just to get home an hour later. That's 2 hours out of their day.
Yeah.
That's that they might not need to do. So they might be able to do that from their house, which would be amazing for a lot of people.
Yeah, I really think it's making people evaluate maybe their careers that they had, because a lot of things that people thought were, the foundation of their family is crumbling. A lot of people are getting laid off, and it's scary.
Yeah, and the problem is that a lot of the people I've talked to that have been laid off, a lot of them are just pissed at their employer.
Yeah.
They're mad that their employer laid them off or fired them, or furloughed, or whatever the case is. They're pissed at their employer, and their employer, it's not their fault. They can't do anything about it. They can't just keep you on when they have no business.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to probably 8 or 9 salespeople and service people a day contact me. They're like, hey, listen, I don't have a job anymore. Because most dealerships are keeping like a GM who runs the dealership and a GSM, like the person under them, and maybe a receptionist to answer phone calls, and that's it. Salesmen are gone. Some are working from home, depending on the state you're in. Most service and parts departments are open, but very skeleton staff.
Yeah.
So it's really hard, but they're calling me and they're like, these MFs, I worked for them for 8 years and they just fired me. Well, dude, they don't want to fight. Like they're about to lose their business.
Yeah.
And these dealerships are multi-million-dollar businesses that have been around, some for 30, 40 years. And there's a possibility of them losing everything. It's crazy. I don't know how long some of these places can survive if we keep going like this.
Yeah, it's scary. I didn't know how many businesses were so close to operating on paycheck to paycheck.
Everybody says, I've
that's
heard that a lot.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody has a savings account or something. What's going on?
I think I just don't think that we realize how much it costs to run a bigger business. So a dealership, for instance, some dealerships cost $3 to $4 million a month to stay in business, just to stay. So they have to make that money just to keep going.
Wow.
So if they have $12 million in the bank, they have 3 or 4 months of no work, and then they're done. That's it. So, you can scale that down, but as you scale it down, you have a business that it costs $100,000 a month to open. They're losing $100,000 a month when they're closed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have rent, mortgage, and still have to pay their employees something, or insurance or whatever. You're going to see there's going to be a lot of businesses that are gone, and some of it's going to be weeding out the weak and the ones that really weren't going to make it. But a lot of really good, solid businesses will be lost, and I'm not sure what's going to replace them.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's going to be a very trying time this year and following after. Even people to this day, they still speak about 2008 like it just happened.
Right.
I've talked to so many people before all of this even started, and it just randomly just seems like it comes up in conversation every week or so. And that's 12 years ago, dude.
12 years ago.
And it was not even this crazy.
No, it wasn't even close. But I think people are remembering like the worst of it.
Yeah.
And that's scary. So, and we haven't even gotten to the worst of where we are.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, Floridians are Floridianing. What?
Floridians.
They're Floridians. What happened with everybody on spring break still? How'd you feel about that, man?
Going crazy. So I have two different thoughts on that. So so the deal was spring break was about a week ago, 2 weeks to a week ago.
Yeah.
And they told us to stay off the beaches and everyone should, do 6 feet away from each other. And the kids on spring break, because they're kids on spring break, they just went out and partied. And they partied. I mean, they were like, thousands of them on the beach right next to each other, on top of each other, just having parties, tug of war parties, whatever it was. And they were just doing spring break stuff. And part of it's their fault because they were there.
Yeah.
But they really weren't told they can't go. They were just told that, we recommend. They were told this. They were told that it only affects old people.
Yeah.
And we recommend that you don't gather in large groups. And that's pretty much all they really said. And so if you're between the ages of 18 years old and 22 or 23 years old, you don't give a crap what they say.
Yeah.
If you're not literally breaking the law, and still they might not care. It's spring break. Like, they want to enjoy their spring break. And I've done spring breaks, and there was nothing in the world that was going to hold me back from doing that.
Really?
It's such an important moment in such a spot because you're only going to get a couple of them.
Yeah.
You don't get spring breaks like that for the rest of your life. You get spring breaks, through college, so you might get 3 or 4. You lose one of those,
yeah,
big deal. So that it bothered me that they're out there. It bothered me that they got to enjoy themselves while I was self-quarantined. Honestly, it did. Like, it's like, you're standing outside the window and you're seeing all these people partying, having fun, and you're just like, why am I stuck here? That's not fair. So that's how I feel, man. So that bothered me a lot. But
Jason, you're about 2 or 3 spring breakers away from being there, dude.
Maybe a few more. It wasn't. I mean, and I'm not saying that I want to be on a beach with them. I'm just saying that I would love to be out enjoying myself, and I was being the responsible one.
Yeah.
When now on the opposite side is, a lot of these people caught COVID-19.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are sick now, really sick. So that's really unfortunate, and I'm hoping now that people realize how important it is to stay home. But without an order, without a law, just a suggestion to stay home, there's too many other things to do other than stay home.
Yeah.
Unless it's a law, I don't think people are going to do it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I don't know what's going to happen, and the only thing that really scares me is I genuinely feel that nobody knows what the hell is going on. So
sure,
we're just riding till the wheels fall off and then see where we end up when the dust settles.
Yeah, no, I want to know what's going to happen for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But let's say we get out of this thing, mid-May, mid to end of May.
Yeah.
So all of let's just take like all the automotive events that were supposed to happen until the end of May, from now until the end of May. Do all of those get pushed into the summer and just cram all the other events? Do they just cancel them all? What kind of pent up demand? I mean, are you going to see events that normally had 1,000 people now we're going to have 2,000 or 3,000 people because people haven't gone anywhere? Like, they have these cars, right? And they built them and they want to show them off. They want to be with their friends. They want to go race.
Yeah.
People that race, they have 8 to 10 races days or 12 race days a year.
Yeah.
Now they're going to have 5. So I'm curious on what's going to happen with that.
Well, it really depends on how this thing plays out, because if something comes out, some antidote or something like that, where it comes out, it's $50 and you take this and it's just like a regular flu, then yeah, business as usual. We're back into it. But if it just calms down and people are scared to go out, I don't know if we're going to be doing events like that anymore. It really depends on what is going to fix the problem that we have at hand. And
yeah, right. I can't even fathom. and none of this no one could figure out, but I can't even begin to think about not having events at all.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like no more events like that at all, because you can't have large groups of people around. And that's something a year ago, it would have never, like, it wouldn't even have crossed it. Like, what, of all things,
Yeah.
You think about, like, oh, well, there's like a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Right? A large event. They're like, okay, so now at events, we have to be a little bit more careful, and we have people, armed security, and we have different precautions we take. But obviously, we're still going to have the events. Like, this could be no more music concerts.
Yeah. No more festivals. No more car shows.
What about sports?
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, if someone told me, oh, you're not going to be able to watch professional sports anymore live, I'd be like, what world do you live in? Like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope we get back to normal. I hope we do it fast, but this year might be real short.
Yeah, I'm just staying positive. I've always been the way that a situation is what it is. It's on you to see if you're going to take it as a negative or a positive. Right now I'm taking it as a positive. There's less stress on my back, my family's back. Ash, she's not working as much at her work now. They've closed down sales, so there's not even that many employees there. Christian's not going to school, so it feels dope, man. We get home, everybody's there, and we all have each other to hang out with. We're going on runs and bike rides, and
cool.
Just trying to see the bright side of things. I don't like to focus on the negative of it, because there's nothing you can even do about it anyway.
I completely agree. I try to stay positive in everything. The only thing that bothers me a lot is I don't like when things are out of my control.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Like, if I decide that I'm not, I stop doing, I don't go to a couple events, or I don't edit videos, and I don't make the money I was making. Well, that's in my control. Like, I control that. This, dude, I can't leave my house.
Yeah.
That's like, that's mind blowing. But you're right. You have to make the most of it, and you have to figure out ways to keep yourself occupied and stay positive, not for you, but for your family as well. Like, that's super important, because you start going negative and it starts going into, like, your wife and kids, and it can turn south really fast.
Yeah. And I definitely have to check myself, because I have anxiety, and I wake up and I'm just kind of nervous for what the day is going to bring, but then I have to snap myself out of it. Like, sure. Look, there's nothing that you can do right now to change anything. So whatever the situation is, you just got to deal with it, and it brings up kind of a talk that I had with Christian the other day. We were going on a bike ride or a run or something like that, and he's just asking me, like, how do you deal with things when they're stressful? And I said, well, look, you just put it in a perspective like this. Can you do anything to fix it at this moment? If you can't, then don't worry about it. Whatever is going to come is going to come, because you can't affect it anyways. But if there's something you can do about it, then you make a plan and figure it out, and then go from there. And while I'm telling him this, I'm trying to tell myself the same thing. Look, don't worry about it. It's not like you're the only one in this situation. If the post office closes tomorrow, okay, so be it. I was fortunate enough to stretch this out a little longer than some of my other friends who got laid off or what have you a week ago, but there's no way that I'm complaining about anything right now. I feel that we're in such a fortunate situation, and I'm not super religious person, but I feel like somebody's watching over me and my family, because just about 2 weeks ago, we put in a bid for a house, which was going to take a lot of our savings. And if I would have got that house and then this would have happened, dude, that would have been a scary place to be in for sure.
Yeah. I can imagine. That's good advice you gave him, though. It's really good, and it makes sense. So that's cool.
And it's hard, because I still have to deal with that throughout my day. Is I want to control things that I can't control, and I have to keep telling it to myself. And that's why a lot of these podcasts that I talk about these things is not only for the listeners and to have this conversation with the guests, but to tell myself, to keep saying it and keep saying it. And because it's so easy for me to go towards the negative side of things.
Right.
I really feel like negativity is in my DNA ever since I was born, and this is the way that I've dealt with things, is in a negative way. And since I've realized that and seen that that's been an opportunity, I've been trying my hardest to steer away from it. But it's hard, man. Like you said earlier, when you want to change who you are, it's not a switch that you just switch on. It's something that you have to focus on and make those changes.
Yeah. And what you said has kept me through a lot of it too. You just said that you're not the only one in this situation. And I think that helps a lot of people, just going through like social media and just seeing that everyone else is in the same position. And, people are talking about how, just making fun of like their finger hurting from scrolling so much on their phone.
Yeah.
Because literally we're just doing that. And, we're going between CNN and Fox News and this and that and seeing what's going on in the world and checking Twitter to see what's trending. And like, we're so into it. And like every morning I wake up and I'm like, you know what? Today I'm just going to take the phone. I'm going to put it to the side and we're going to do something else.
Yeah.
Like, a few hours go by and I'm like, I want to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's changing so rapidly. And just that since everyone is in the same situation, I don't know if we said this on film or not, but we're talking about showering and using deodorant.
Yeah.
And I laugh with my friends because I was like, dude, I don't remember if I showered today.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a routine, right? Like every morning you get up, you shower, you go to work. Or whatever the case is. I wake up in a hotel, I shower and go to work. But now I wake up, I don't have to go to work. I just sit on my computer and edit or social media. So I might have breakfast and might just forget to shower for. But
let's kind of move off the subject of this. I know it's weighing on everybody's shoulders. I wanted to touch base on it, and I wanted to wish everybody safety, and I wish you guys the best right now. But this is your time, man. I want to hear more about HPJ's life. It seems like that's all we talk about is the coronavirus, and I'm over it.
I'm over it too. I'm over it too. It's fascinating, and I know we're done talking about it, but it's going to be more interesting in 5 years when the kids at school are learning this in their history class.
Yeah,
and we'll be like, dude, we lived it.
Yeah,
it's like people talking about the Great Depression. We're like, man, that's got to be crazy. This is it. Like, we're going to talk about it. So let's move forward. Let's talk about.
Well, I got something for you.
Yes.
So you stay at a lot of hotels, right?
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing that you've ever experienced in a hotel room? Whether it being maybe something haunted, you found something there, you heard something. What was the weirdest situation that you've ever been in a hotel room?
So I wouldn't say a weird situation. Like I commonly hear, and I spend just as a point of reference, I spend about 5 to 6 nights in hotel rooms, average on the week when I'm working. So I'm in hotel rooms all the time. And it's constant for me to hear people having sex next to me in the other room. Like, that's a pretty constant thing. So that's like no surprise anymore.
Yeah.
I did walk into a room one time, and it was actually at Hotel Irvine in Irvine, California. And I'm standing outside looking out like at the pool through the glass, and I see something in the glass that was like, it was just like it wasn't clean. Mm-hmm. It looked strange to me. I didn't understand. I looked at it again, and there were specifically 2 breasts imprinted in the screen. So it must have been like, I'm assuming, sweat of some sort. You could see nipple and the breast pushed up against the glass.
Oh, wow.
And so I, of course, took a photo of it. And all downstairs. I'm like, hey, there's something in my room. I need you guys to come up and come up with like a cleaning something. A guy comes up. I go, what does that look like? He goes, it looks like a pair of breasts. I'm like, yeah. So it was I'm assuming someone was up against either they were flashing someone or whatever the case was, but you could clearly see breasts there in the, yeah.
Wow.
What else surprised? You know what surprised me early on, but doesn't anymore?
Yeah.
How many? I'm just gonna call them ladies of the night or call girls are in hotel bars. Like I guess I never noticed it before.
Yeah.
But now you can pick them up pretty easily, and especially with when the men talk to them, and you just see. I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's pretty common. It's pretty comical to sit and watch the interaction between the two, the guy and the girl there at the bar, and then they just scurry up to the room or whatever. But that's pretty commonplace too. It's interesting.
No hauntings or ghosts or anything like that?
No hauntings and ghosts.
Anything like that in your life altogether?
No.
Really?
Nothing at all. I think it's something that when you believe in it, it happens because you're open to it. And if there is such a thing as a haunting or a ghost, I think the haunting and the ghost you have to want to invite that in. Otherwise, they're just not going to be there.
Got you.
So I don't believe in either of them. I don't believe in hauntings or ghosts or spirits or, when you're really surprises you.
Yes.
When you're dead, you're dead. When you're dead, you go in the ground and you're dead. I don't want to know. I don't want to say if there's something after or not after it, but
yeah,
the fact you don't have a spirit that's going to come back and either haunt or help or be there for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how it works. Like there's just, when you die, you die. I don't think you can die, then come back and help your ex-wife or help your kid in a hard situation. I think that you might think that in your brain and that might help you through the situation, but there's no one actually there. There's no ghost or spirit of a dead loved one that's going to help you through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people that believe in that so much that their brain tells them that they hear things or see things or believe things that are true.
Do you believe in energy?
I believe that if you're positive things will happen to you. I think if you're negative things will happen to you.
Yeah.
If you look at the world in a negative light, I have friends that always look at everything negatively, and it's weird how much crap happens to them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. You're like, dude, you bring this on yourself.
Yeah.
No, everything sucks. Well, so I believe in that, but I don't think there's like someone that's doing that to them. I think they're just doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
And they're just surrounded, it's like if you surround yourself with crappy people, you're going to end up crappy. That's just how it is. Now, back on that ghost thing, I'm not going to say that, even though I don't believe in it and I don't see it, I'm not going to walk into like a haunted mansion by myself and just spend the night, walk through a dark alley, not thinking that, just thinking everything's okay. Like, I don't believe in it, but it also freaks me out if I was in like a hotel room, it was pitch black and I heard a noise. I wouldn't be like, oh, there's no such thing. I really don't give a crap. My eyes would be open. I might turn on a light and sleep with the light on.
Because why? What are you thinking?
I'll tell you what it is. I think it's fear of the unknown more than fear that Casper the Friendly Ghost is going to pop up and go, I'm the ghost of Christmas past. I'm going to show you all this crap. Like, or my, ghost of my father or my grandfather or whatever is going to show up, or someone that died in that room 30 years ago is still haunting that room.
Yeah.
I don't believe in crap like that, but the unknown scares me a little bit because it's the unknown.
Yeah.
You don't know. So
what about aliens?
I find it hard to believe that we live in a solar system, right? That they say there are hundreds of thousands or millions of other solar systems out there. that we're the only people or the only living humans or people or aliens, whatever we are, because we're aliens to other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Out there. Like there has to be other life. That's what I was looking for. There has to be other life on other planets and other solar systems. It would be impossible that there wasn't.
Yeah.
But to wrap your head around that, to think, I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around how many people live in your city, state, or your country, or the world. And now you're saying, oh, the world's nothing. The people in the world, that's like a piece of dust compared to everything else that's out there. And your brain's like, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. What? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. So, yeah, if I was to bet, I'd bet that there's other life forms on other planets in other galaxies. I don't think me and you will ever see them or hear about them. And maybe we never, ever, ever will, anybody. But I'll bet they're out there.
Well, I'll take that. Because the ghost and stuff, I've never experienced it. They're probably here right now just chilling and watching us, but I'm just not on that dimension where I can see them. And as long as they know, like, hey, I respect you, bro, just keep doing your thing, whatever you're doing, don't haunt me. I'm pretty good with that. But as far as aliens, something that is not of this earth, definitely, dude. And I've never experienced one either, but I really want to. So I would rather kick it with an alien than a ghost, for sure.
I think I would rather kick it with an alien versus a ghost for sure. As long as the alien didn't want to kill me. Because ghosts can't really do anything. They're just a spirit.
Yeah.
They can't really. I mean, they could probably do something, but an alien could eat you or turn you into something or probe you, and I'm not down for that.
Would you fight them?
Sure. Would I have a choice?
I mean, the choice is yours. Yeah, you could just fall on the floor in a ball.
No, I'd fight them.
Yeah?
I'd fight them for sure.
So,
never alien, but yeah, I'd fight them for sure.
The other day, we were talking about doing this podcast, and luckily you didn't have a shirt on, and you're extremely jacked, bro. So tell me the secret. What's up with that? Are you the stunt double for Jason Statham?
That's allowed. So I started exercising and bodybuilding at like 13 or 14 years old.
Whoa.
I was super, super skinny, like always like just rail skinny, just like nothing. And just like I wasn't good at any sports. So I just started like weightlifting and just started bodybuilding super early. And I've been kind of bodybuilding on and off since like 13 or 14 years old. And that was 30 some years ago or whatever. So it's always been there, no matter if I was in the gym or not. And lately, up until this stupid coronavirus thing, I was in the gym for about 2 or 3 months solid. So I put on a good 10 pounds of muscle and I felt pretty good. So now I'm just doing like home stuff. But yeah, I've been very lucky. A lot of my friends are quite a bit heavier and fatter. The ones that aren't, that's what happens.
So yeah. Would you ever have a fist fight with Ryan Hegner?
I would rather not. I'm not a fighter, man.
Because you guys are both jacked dudes.
Yeah, that's taller than me, and I'm not a fighter. He'd probably kill me. I'd arm wrestle him.
Ooh.
Arm wrestle. We'll go toe to toe with that. Maybe we'll do that next time.
Oh, next IBOC.
Next IBOC is down. I will. Let's do this. Let's officially challenge him now. Arm wrestle. And we got to figure out like what there has to be a wager of some sort. Maybe not a money wager, but maybe like you know what? Maybe just doing it live.
Yeah.
On social would be enough for the winner and the loser.
Oh my goodness.
He's got to be down for that though. If he doesn't take my challenge, then I win, I guess, by default.
Hey, Ryan's a very competitive person.
Okay, then we're down. This is it. Here we go. It's on, Ryan.
I love it, dude. Yesterday I posted, I was on my story and just scrolling through like old times and such. And there was a picture when we were in New York, and it was for IBOC. I think it was IBOC Philadelphia, but we were staying in the middle. So we went to the city for the day, and we ended up getting lost. And he was so frustrated, dude. And I took a picture of him, and I could just see this picture. This is like, you know, when you were, when your dad was mad or something, and you're like, oh shit, don't ask dad anything right now. He had that look on him. I was like, oh shit. But he's jacked, bro. So, and you're jacked too. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So have you, with those muscles, have you ripped any of your 365 shirts that you have for this year? Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll be back in 1 minute. We all know that there's tons of places you can buy your car parts at, but when you really need help, who's in your corner? When you need parts for your Honda, you need to visit HeelToeAuto.com. Since 2002, Heel-Toe has built a reputation for service and support. Let me repeat that, guys. Since 2002. It's 2020 right now. That's a long time of experience, man. These social media slingers and copycat web stores can't match Heel-Toe's professionalism. Heel-Toe even offers a complete OEM store for all your genuine parts needs. Whether it's for show, race, or just a badass daily, remember that HeelToeAuto.com is in your corner. And guys, if you're on Instagram, make sure you check them out at Heel-Toe Automotive. Please go to their page right now, add them, and comment that you heard them on Downtime with Downstar podcast. Next up is Downstar. Downstar is the premium leader in dress-up hardware and engine bay accessories. We have all the nuts and bolts for all your screwing and nutting needs. From engine kits, transmission kits, mount kits, clutch lines, brake kits, t-shirts, skateboards, hats, lighters. Damn, we got it all. We actually have too much, guys. So if you can, please come over and buy some stuff at downstaring.com or check us out at Instagram at Downstar. Make sure you give us a follow. Now back to the show.
Yes. So what I do is like, so the challenge was, it was a 366 challenge because leap year, it was 366 days in the year. And what happened was my wife looked at my closet somewhere in like the beginning of December, late November, and she goes, hey, listen, you have all of these shirts that you never wear. Like, you have hundreds and hundreds of shirts that are taking up the whole closet, and they're all like Honda shirts. Like, people give me shirts, I don't want to throw them away. I buy shirts, they're all pretty much Honda related, like the one I have now. And she's like, you never ever wear these shirts. You wear like the same 8 or 9 all the time. Why don't you start getting rid of them? Like, give them away to like Goodwill or something. Like, I don't want to give away my shirts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear a different shirt every day of 2020.
Yeah.
And she's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make a thing out of it. So I have a t-shirt contest, or not really contest, challenge. And every day I wear a different shirt. And most of the time, like, I'll shout out to the people that gave me the shirt. Like, I wore 1 or 2 Downstar shirts already. Pages and be like, hey, today's Downstar day.
Thank you.
But I only wear the shirt one time throughout the year. So the challenge is, like, now that I wore this Civic shirt, so this is actually a shirt I got at a place called Civic. What was it called? Civic Kitchen and Drink. I found this place on Yelp. It was, I think it's in Maryland or something, Virginia maybe. And I went there to go eat because it said Civic. I thought it was cool. And I bought a shirt. It's actually, on the back of it, it says crew member. I don't know if you guys, let's see if I can turn around. You guys can tell me if you can see that or not.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's their shirt that only the employees had. And they looked at me crazy because I was like, hey, can I buy your shirt? And they're like, you want to buy one of our shirts we work in? I'm like, yeah, I'm HondaPro Jason. It's a Honda Civic. And they're like, here's, just take the shirt. So I have one of the shirts, and now I wore it for you, so I can never wear the shirt again until 2021.
Wow.
There's a couple things I didn't think about. Like, one is, and like you said, some of these shirts were medium size. I wear a large, almost extra large. So I just started cutting the sleeves here. So otherwise, I don't like things really tight. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm bulging out of it, but the tight arm look is. So I just cut the shirts. And there's been a couple challenges because what I didn't realize is when you wear a shirt, I need to put it somewhere so I don't wear it again accidentally.
Yeah.
So now I have my closet filled with the shirts I'm going to wear. Now I have another closet and a drawer full of shirts I've already worn. Because I can't mix them up.
Yeah.
Like in the first like 8 or 9 days, it's easy not to wear the same shirt. But then you get to like, I'm on this is day number 92.
Oh, wow.
Second day of the year.
Yeah.
And you get confused on what shirts you wore and didn't wear.
Yeah.
So this one will be easy because it'll be on the pod. And so I'll be able to definitely tell I wore this. But yeah, the shirt will get washed and then go into a drawer where I won't touch it until next year. And then I think I'm going to I am going to give away a lot of these to like a resale shop or something because I don't need. I probably have 600 shirts to tell you the truth.
What?
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, wow. It's out of control.
You're out of control, man.
You have to be though.
I love it. Hey, did you ever think about making your own shirts?
Yeah, I have a couple of shirts that say like in the know on them, and I make special shirts for like when I go with Honda on the media drives.
Yeah.
You know, I was just back from media drive from the CRV hybrid, which is the last one I went to before we were all quarantined, and I had a special shirt made, and it says Honda CRV hybrid, and then in the back it has all the features that the new hybrid has for 2020. And I wear that on the media drive, and everyone thinks it's funny and really cool. And there's another one I made. It says Honda CRV hybrid, made in the USA since 2020, which I thought is kind of funny because they're making in the US. And so I make shirts like that, but I haven't really started a line where I start to sell them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I probably could and should, but that's like, as you know, apparel or actually just e-commerce is like a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Compared to what I'm doing. So I'd almost want to hire someone. I design the shirts, have them print them and make them and sell them and keep that off my plate because that's one thing I don't need to get going right now.
You know,
yeah.
A lot of companies do that. You know who I think is started to do that is Noah from Funk Fashion, Prince R Us. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw him do a post the other day which was saying the same thing. You know, they'll inventory it, they'll print it, they'll ship it, and then you get a commission check out of it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love promoting other people. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of like always been my thing. Like I like promoting myself too, but I would rather wear someone else's merch. And, you know, just like people are always asking me, oh, why don't you do like an event? Why don't you do a HondaPro Jason event? I'd rather go to someone else's event and support them than have my own event.
Yeah.
I just get more out of it. I feel better when I wear a Downstar shirt than when I wear like a HondaPro Jason shirt. But and maybe for those reasons, but I also want my brand out there.
Yeah.
Your brand is bigger because of, you know, partially because of stickers and apparel. You know, I mean, you know, people wouldn't if you didn't put your name on your bolts, if you didn't sell shirts and hats and stickers with your name on them, there'd be no way your company would be as big as it is today. So I mean, it helps advertise when your name's out there on other people and in their bays and everything. So there's something to be said about that. I just haven't really gone down that avenue too hard yet.
Has that ever interested you in wanting to have some sort of product on people's cars instead of maybe just apparel and stickers?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't want to put my name on something, I want to engineer it. You know, before I just slap my name on something, it would have to be something that I would help engineer or help build. And for me, it's just like I just think it's kind of, and I'm no disrespect to anybody out there that does this, but for me, it's just kind of a cheap way to make money. If you're just going to be like, okay, cool, there's a bolt that's already made, I'm just going to throw my name on it and take some of the profit. Or there's a turbo or whatever it is, and I'm just going to use someone else's turbo and just put my name on it, which I know happens all the time, and I get it. But for me, if I was going to do an engine part, let's say I was going to do an exhaust system, I'd want to help engineer that exhaust system to really make it mine, and then I'd put my name on it saying, hey, listen, I helped engineer this. Mm-hmm. For instance, I would have liked my name on the new special or limited edition Civic Type R that's coming out in 2021, the yellow one.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man. It's on my list.
So Honda's coming out with a very, very, very limited edition Civic Type R in Phoenix Yellow. So limited that the world is only going to get 1,000. It's only coming in one trim. US is getting 600. Now there's more than double that in dealerships. So each dealership will get a half a car, or every other dealership will get a car.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. So, and when they're gone, they're gone. And it's basically an exact copy of my own personal car, the way I built it. So I built, my own Civic Type R. I bought a Civic Type R from Honda, from a dealership, Mohawk Honda up in Schenectady, New York. And 3 months after I had it, I had the whole car ripped apart, every bolt, every nut, every fastener, all the glass, all the rubber, all the way down to the frame. And I had it sprayed Phoenix Yellow because I really thought the car would look great in the Civic Type R, Integra Type R Phoenix Yellow color. Mm-hmm. So I did it. It was my vision. It was something that I did myself. And then I replaced the hood scoop with a carbon fiber dry hood scoop. And then I replaced the roof with a dry carbon fiber roof. And I loved it. I thought it was amazing. And people on social media went crazy. Everyone at every event thinks it's amazing. It really, really looks good on the car. Fast forward to now, Honda announced maybe 3-4 months ago that they were going to come out with a Civic Type R in Phoenix Yellow, mm-hmm. in a very limited edition, with a black hood scoop and a black roof. Exactly. And they took the rear wiper off, and they literally made my exact car. Like, they took my car and they rebuilt it.
Yeah.
They're selling it. And that's something that I would want my name on.
Hell yeah.
That I really think should be an HPJ edition, or maybe somewhere where it says, inspired by HondaPro Jason. I don't want any money for it. I just want some credit, because that's what they did. I mean, there's no hiding the fact that they took my idea and ran with it, so much that I was at an event recently where there was someone from Honda, from Japan, and one of the media asked him straight out, can you tell me on the record, did you guys take HondaPro Jason's idea, and that's where you got this idea from for the new limited edition? And they said, yes, we took his. Now it's surprising that he said yes, but no surprising that's what happened. I was the first one to do it. Everybody at Honda knows. I mean, I know everyone at Honda. Everyone knows me. It's not like I built it and it sits in the garage.
Yeah.
It was a major event. All the Honda execs saw it. It was in California. It was in Torrance. It was at Honda's headquarters. People from Japan came out to look at the car and take photos of the car. So everybody at Honda knows what it is. All the enthusiasts know what it is. So when they came out with it, obvious what they did, and it's an honor for me. I mean, they're $1 billion corporation, and they took an idea of some enthusiast and they put it in production. Like, that's crazy. But as far as putting my name on a part, that's something that I would put my name on because it was my idea.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. And my canned response to everyone, because they ask me all the time, are you mad that Honda took your idea and stole it from you?
Yes.
So no. My response is this. My response is this. I sold Honda's color. Honda stole my idea. It wasn't my color. Phoenix Yellow I didn't develop. They developed it. I took it from them. And then they took my idea. So we're kind of even.
You don't have to say that.
That's what I say, bro. That's it.
I'll say it for you. Because I've had a lot of people steal my ideas. And if what would have made it happy is not that they call it the Downstar edition or anything like that, would be for them to tell me, not publicly anything, just to say that I was inspired by what you do. I would be super happy. Now, if they were to tell you that would be awesome. But for them not to tell you that, or to even just give you that, like, you do so much for Honda. Why can't they just put a little plaque on there? It wouldn't cost anything.
Right.
Even abbreviate it so it's not your name, HPJ.
Right.
You just put something in the VIN, HPJ, something, whatever.
You know what? They could put it in the owner's manual. They could put it in the foreword of a brochure.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those things might not be made yet. In fact, the car's not made yet.
Yeah.
So Honda has shut down all their manufacturing around the world. Completely shut down. They're not making any cars anywhere in the world. They shut that down about 2 weeks ago. So they're not making any cars whatsoever. The longer that lasts, the less chance we're going to get a yellow limited Civic Type R. Because if they don't make cars till, let's just say, the end of the year, they still then need to make all of these cars for the demand of regular cars.
Yeah.
You know, Civics and Accords and Pilots and Odysseys and all the regular cars. They need to ramp up all that production, which they were almost full production or 120% production before. Now they need to ramp that up. And if they don't have enough time, the things that are going to get cut out are going to be Civic Type R Limited Edition. It may never ever get built, or it might have to wait till 2022 or 2023, which means it'll be the new body style. So even though they said it was coming, now with this whole COVID thing, they might axe it. So it may never happen.
Were you trying to get one?
I will not be getting one. I was kind of torn for a while. So they announced pricing over in Europe today. And it's about $6,000 more than a regular Type R. So let's put a regular Type R at, $37,000. So now you're looking at what is that, $44,000, $43,000, which is a steal until the dealerships get it.
Yeah.
Right, and they're going to mark it up, maybe whatever the market bears. In the market before this whole COVID thing, the market would bear, I'm guessing about 80. Honestly, there's 1,000 of them. It's one of the most. It is the most limited edition Honda ever hit the U.S. More limited edition than Mugen Civic. More limited edition than the CR S2000. And Mugen Civics are going for mad crazy money.
Yeah.
And that was literally a Civic Si that Mugen sent some accessories on that they installed in Canada and then shipped the cars out. It wasn't like Mugen built this amazing race car.
Yeah.
So this car is even more limited, even nicer, built by Honda, 100%. And people are going to pay whatever they can afford. And before this COVID thing, I could totally see them going for $80,000. So let's say they sold for $80,000 and I was able to get one for whatever, $60,000, $70,000. Let's just say I get a deal on one. I'd feel really weird about driving it and putting miles on it because it's kind of a collector's item. But also, why would I buy a car and not drive it? So for that reason, I decided not to buy it. My next Civic Type R will be a 2022, which will be whatever the new body style is.
Oh, that's when they're going to switch it up, 2022?
Yeah, 2021 will be the last year of the 10th gen. And then 2022 will be a new 10th gen. And I don't know if they'll do a Type R the first year or not. I'm hoping they will.
Yeah.
So I have some ideas in my own head on what it's going to be. I don't know if I can share those or not share those.
Fuck it, bro. They didn't name it after you. Might as well throw some of their secrets out.
So this is what I think. And I have to preface this by saying that the information I'm about to give you is information that I've thought of myself. This is not information I got from anyone at Honda. This is not insider information. This isn't embargoed information. This is just in my own head. This is what I think. So Honda's already come out and said by 2020, I think they're 2023 or 2024 in Europe, all Hondas will be electrified. So every single Honda will be somehow electrified. Not just every model, but every trim. So they will not sell a car that's 100% gasoline in Europe after, let's call it 2023. Now, they'll have a new Civic Type R in Europe. They're not just going to say no more Civic Type R for Europe. It's been out in Europe longer and it's been more popular than it was here in the U.S., which means that the next Civic Type R is going to be some sort of electrification or hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be, otherwise it wouldn't sell it there. So they're not going to make a hybrid engine because that's not the way you can't make a performance hybrid engine unless you did all-wheel drive,
mm-hmm.
which is what they did with the NSX. So what I think is the next Type R is going to be an all-wheel drive, hybrid, front engine gas, rear engine electric motors.
Wow.
Right? It'll be the same thing as the NSX is, just opposite. So instead of being rear-wheel drive with front electric motors like the NSX is, it will be front-wheel drive with rear electric motors. Now, here's the crazy part. I have a set of rear electric motors waiting, almost ready for production in Northern California, waiting to go on my car. It was supposed to be done by this August. Hopefully, we're still on time schedule for that, which means that I will have electric motors in my car before Honda announces what I think will be their electric motor setup.
Whoa.
So I'll be a year and a half in advance, which will be pretty crazy.
I thought you were going to have that done for SEMA last year.
So SEMA 2018, it was actually unveiled with a company, Orbis. They had some manufacturing issues that they never thought would come up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the system was all open, and they never, I don't know if they never thought or they never tested for, rain, snow, ice, sleet, hail, mud, dirt getting into the gears.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had to seal the system.
Mm.
So making the same system, but then resealing it up, keeping the weight, keeping the unsprung weight the same, keeping the inertia and everything inside the same. The look has to be the same. It can't look that much different than it was before. That was kind of their concept. It took a while. And now they're in the final production stages. They had at one time they had to lower the power slightly because they were overheating over time. This is not something they want to use for a racetrack for just quarter mile. They want someone to be able to drive around this as a daily and then use the electric motors. And what they are essentially electric hubs that they replace your rear wheel hub assembly with a rim and everything together, and the motor's in the center. And the motor spins, propelling the wheels forward. And that's the concept. And they've had proof of concept, and they've been running it on their own Civic Type R for a couple of years now. And last I spoke with the CEO of the company, Marcus, he had told me that they're looking at August to have them on my car, batteries installed, and I'll be able to drive it home from Northern California back, which would be awesome. So hopefully that's still the case. And my car is still in North Cal, in South. It's in Southern Cal, so I'll bring it up there hopefully.
Where's the car at now?
Right now, I think the car is with Honda right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
They had a new fuel system that they want to install, and then the car got tuned. So it just put down, actually 2 days ago, put down 454 horsepower.
I saw that, dude.
Dude, I'm impressed. That's. I mean, by no means, I don't know what your M4 puts down, but it's pretty solid. What does your M4 put down?
About that.
How much does it weigh?
We'll test it out.
I'm at 31. We said we were going to run before. We got to figure that out.
I'm not that far from Honda.
Yeah.
And plus, they're not giving out tickets for speeding now, so I'm driving like a psychopath through the side streets anyway. Did
you hear what happened in Germany today? Or I should say the other day. They just announced it today.
No.
So some guy got his BMW i8.
Okay.
Impounded, taken away, and I believe they're going to destroy it. And the reason why is he was caught street racing on a Facebook video that he posted from 4 or 5 months ago. He posted his speed at 120 miles an hour, which isn't really that fast.
Light.
In a 65 in Germany. And they found the video. They found him. They found the car. And they took it away. And supposedly he had like a bunch of modifications done to it. And they estimated the value at around $385 US, $385,000.
What?
Pulled the car because it's illegal to street race, and they have the law. They have the the legal right to impound your car and crush it. And so because of the video, if he would never put a video, he would have never got caught. So he put the video out there and he got caught, and they're crushing his car.
That's that's the reason I don't go to Germany. You ever hear people say that? Some like random thing that happens, and they're like, "That's why I never go to Florida." Like,
right? Yeah, there's like a stabbing in like, yeah, Australia, and they're like, "That's why I never," and they've never been out of their own state. That's why. God, dude, yeah.
Wow, 120. That kind of scares me because that's not that fast.
No. I mean, not to call myself out because there's no video, out there that I'm doing this, but 120 is kind of a. I mean, I'll do when I have my car. I'll do 120, maybe not on the daily, but kind of close.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, I just did 120 miles an hour. It's like, oh, I'm doing 120. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
I remember when we were in Boston, and you took me for a ride in it, and that thing was getting up.
Oh, that's right. That was a good night.
That was, man. I don't know if we talked about this on the last pod. I remember we were talking about it a little bit on the live that we just did a couple weeks back. But that was fun, man. That was a good time. You had an early flight, and so did I. And we just said, let's just stay up all night. And we were just driving around Boston, taking pictures and hanging out.
Yeah, we did. You had to rent a car.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did with that. You either left it in my place, maybe.
Yeah, and then we picked up your car.
Yeah, we never even went to sleep.
Yeah,
we went to go pick up my car because my car was somewhere else. We took your car, I think, and picked up my car.
Yeah.
And then we went out. We went to the baseball stadium. We went out to like some 24-hour bakery and sat on the street for like hours.
Yeah.
We did something because you're right. And then I dropped you off at the airport. And I don't remember what I did with my car, but I ended up at the airport too because I watched the sunrise from the airport. That was a cool night.
It was, man. That was one of those random nights where we could have just said, let's just call it a night, but we ended up having a great time.
Yeah.
And we were at that bakery, and we were talking to that dude that's lived there since 1900, and he's just telling us the whole history of the block with while we're eating a cannoli.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good cannoli too. That was cool. That was a good time. We've talked about this a little bit, or at least we've alluded to it. We've spent a lot of nights together, not together, but we spent the whole night together.
Yeah.
It's happened more than once or twice.
Yeah.
And they've epic.
There was that time that we went to Grid Life, and we had that big ass tent. Remember that?
Yeah,
it was a 20-person tent.
That was actually I think that was my friend's or our friend's tent because I don't think you spent the night in your own tent.
No, that was I had went with Kevin, Right Hand Drive Kev, and we because he lived in Georgia, so we went to a Walmart. Excuse me, I got the Rona. Thank you, but we went to Walmart and we bought a 20-person tent and everything that we needed because we were just gonna return it anyways.
Oh, that's right. It was your tent we were in. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we did go into one of our buddies' small little pop tent, and there was like 4 dudes in that little tiny ass tent, and and then we went back to the big tent, and you were just sharing HPJ stories, which are some of the most awesome stories I've ever heard.
We shared. I shared a lot of personal stories that. Those kind of stories I like keeping more for like just me and you.
Definitely.
I mean, they're like my good friends know some of them, and there's some crazy stories, non-Honda related, of course.
I love them, man. So I always say you're a wild man, dude.
So we've been overseas together too, right? Or have we not?
The only place would have been Japan, because
no, I've never been to Japan with you.
No, I don't think so.
Have you been to Europe?
I just went to MIMS in London, but that was just Big Mike and I.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe not. We gotta change that.
I'm with it.
I'm in Europe. I'm out there 4 or 5 times a year. So
Maybe next time you go for one of these shows, you could tell them, "Hey, you want me to bring this extremely handsome guy, Downstar, to come judge or something?"
not a bad idea.
You know?
Actually, I don't know if I told you, but you were brought up quite a bit in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Oh my God, dude! Puerto Rico and Guatemala both, but more recently Puerto Rico because I was just there, and they're huge fans of. They have a lot of your Downstar products. They have a lot of Downstar shirts and hats, and like,
Really?
well, you know, I always take photos when I travel the world on anything Downstar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, dude, hello from the Netherlands, hello from Indonesia, wherever the hell I see Downstar stuff. And you're like, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think Puerto Rico, because it's not far,
Yeah.
and it's still U.S., which is cool. Next time I go out to a Puerto Rican event, you have to come with.
Let me know.
Yeah, you'd be well received. It'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, we got to figure that out.
Dope, man. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I like to that's why I like going to these events, just to hang out with people and talk to people and just see how they live life and try to be a part of their circle for the day or however long we're hanging out.
Right.
I don't like to be Frank Downstar. I like to just hang out with people and talk about things and just realize why they do what they do.
Yeah.
Instead of being like a personality or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's why I like when my real friends go to events with me. That's why I like, like when you're at an event with me, I like that because after the event, we can hang out and
Yeah.
I don't have to pro Jason. I can just be Jason, sit and chill and BS. And if I want to have an alcoholic drink, I can. If I want to partake in something else, I can because I'm with my friend.
Yeah.
So I like those times and they mean a lot to me. So
Good, man. Likewise, dude. I love these kind of stories because
Yeah.
this is what makes it all worth it. I always tell people that I feel like I could write a book with things that they don't know or things that they've never seen before because we only show them what we allow.
That's true.
And we've been through a lot of cool stuff together.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad we were able to get you back. I don't want to cut it off, but I just wanted to tell you, man, I'm glad we're able to get you back on the pod and be able to touch base with you from the last pod. And it's been awesome. I've been seeing you interacting with your family and more videos of your children up and things like that. And it's cool. It's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, it's nice. And I like to bring them into what I'm doing, but I also know that my fan base is Honda related.
Yeah.
Just like me, if I was going on, if I was following you because I love bolts, nuts and bolts and hardware,
Yeah.
started posting about televisions, I'd be like, dude, I don't really give a shit about televisions. Like I follow you because of your bolts and your hardware. So get back to that. That's why I wasn't really interested in bringing my family in too much because they're not really part of the Honda community.
Yeah.
But when, my son sits behind the steering wheel of a Honda or my wife's driving her Mugen HRV or she has a Honda shirt on, then I'm like, I can bring them in a little bit more. And I've gotten some really good reactions. Like people, they're saying hi to my son or hi to my wife. And it's cool. It's fun to have them in our circle now, so I like that.
Yeah, that is cool, man. I feel what you're saying, and I just don't like to put myself in a certain type of box,
Right.
But that's why I have two social medias. I have the one that's specifically for Downstar, which the only thing we post on there is Downstar related things. And
Sure.
mix a little bit in of, my lifestyle or what have you. But when you go to Frank Downstar, then you see everything, what the behind the scenes. So I like that too, because you get to show people that there's more to us than just nuts and bolts, And
Right.
I think people would enjoy that from you to be able to know what you're going through in life and things like that. And maybe because the way that you see it, you wouldn't want to follow somebody because you're just thinking like, well, I don't care about this dude. I just care about his CTR. I don't care about his family or anything like that. But that's you. You're not looking at it the other way, how people are looking at you, you know?
I guess I never thought about that. But yeah, you're totally right. And I get messages from people on Instagram. They're like, hey, listen, would you follow me back on Instagram? And I look at their Instagram and I'm like, most of your pictures are like you and your family, and you like might have one or two photos of your car. I go, as nice as I can be to you,
yeah,
saying this, but I only follow people that their whole Instagram is their car or Honda related stuff. Otherwise, I don't want to make this like crazy, but I really don't care about you and your family. Like, not enough. I care about you and your family as like I care about other people, and like,
yeah. No, I get what you mean.
But as far as like following me on social, I don't want that in my newsfeed. My newsfeed is packed enough. I need to keep it work related. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, I mean, you've branched off a lot with like Christian and like on his like skateboard thing, and like that's fun to watch. And it's really cool to see him grow.
Yeah.
And because every time I see like a skateboard video or something that you do with him, I keep thinking in my head like, wow, he's going to be like 30 years old one day.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to look back at this and go, dude, look where you were and look where you are now. Like you were just like some kid, and learning everything was like new and Frank, like, I don't know what to do. Like I saw a girl the other day and she looked at me. I don't know what, then all of a sudden it'll be 30. It'll just be like, sup? It'll be like, it'll be seasoned, it's great.
No.
So it's able to think ahead, and you sharing those moments now will make it so much more when he gets older, I think, for everybody. So it's neat.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so cool the age that he's at now, because when I was his age, we didn't have all this digital media. If you wanted to take a picture, you would have to have film inside of there, and you would have to have the camera and batteries or whatever. But now we have the world in the palm of our hands, dude. I have so many videos of him since he was, a young kid till now.
Sure.
And even for skateboarding, one of these days I want to do like a little video together from where he started at to where he's at now, and put all the clips together and stuff. But I want to show him how to edit, and he's coming up with his own edits. He edits on his phone, and
that's cool.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome to see him embracing the social media and the digital side of things, because he has to. That's where his life is going to be at in the future.
Yeah.
So one other thing I wanted to touch on is the special edition that you had of the Max Boost book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, my gosh. It's so crazy. So, is that the regular Max Boost?
Yeah, it's the regular one. I don't have the special edition one, but I'll just send you my address. So
yeah, please. I was told by Dennis, who the creator of Max Boost, that I'd be getting one. So here's what happened. I'm at SEMA last year, so November 2019, and I'm filming. And I took a break from filming, and I'm walking by through the Honda booth where I spend most of my time, and I see this guy like drawing Honda stuff. There's this kind of crowd around him. He's drawing like Honda cartoons, and I'm looking. I'm like, what is he doing? Who is this guy? I look down and I see Max Boost, which is an old comic from
Import Tuner,
thank you. I was like, so I'm looking and I'm like, that looks like Max Boost from Import Tuner. And all of a sudden the guy looks up, he stops drawing, he goes, holy crap, it's HondaPro Jason. I go, hey, what's going on? He goes, hey, I'm Dennis. I'm the creator of Max Boost. I'm like, dude, nice to meet you. Like, I know Max Boost. I didn't know him. Like, I didn't know the creator behind it. I just remember the cartoon, and the comic. And so he's like, oh my God, it's so great to meet you. I'm a big fan of yours. And I'm like taken back going, like, you know who I am? Oh, yeah. And so we start talking back and forth, and it happened to be my birthday.
Oh, okay.
And, like, they got into the conversation somehow. He goes, would you mind if I drew your car? I go, no, not at all. Like my yellow Civic Type R. He goes, show me a picture of your car facing this way, and I'll draw it. So I found a picture of my car. It was facing the wrong way, so I just like flipped it real quick, gave it to him, and he starts drawing, like cartooning my car. It turned out unbelievable. The cartoon turned out the comic, I should say, turned out so good that he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm coming out with a book, my Volume 1 Max Boost book, and I'm going to put your car in it. I go, what? He said, I'm going to put your car in it. You know what? I'm going to put you in it too. So me and you are going to take a photo, and I'm going to put you in the book and your car. I'm like, oh my God, this is basically, I mean, it's a dream come true. Unbelievable. So we stay in contact, right? We're talking back and forth. We've done a couple of videos. We're spending time on the phone, BSing back and forth. He goes, how would you like a special edition cover with your car in it? I'm like, yeah, like, why would you even ask me that? So we had some logistics we went through, and it ends up that he made a limited run with my car on the cover of Max Boost. So if you look at the cover of yours, I think there's a green, the actual book, I think there's a green cover. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a green Civic Type R or something.
Right. So in the special edition, that's Phoenix Yellow.
Oh, okay, got you.
All right, so for Jason on the front of it, it's really, really cool. It's got my wheels on and everything. So we did that, and then we did a little autograph. So my autograph is in the book along with his autograph, and I believe I'm getting a couple for myself. So when you say send me your address, I'll send you one.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome, man.
Dude, it's crazy. The stuff I've been able to do and experience, and I mean, not to be weird, but I'm just a guy that loves Honda.
Yeah.
I wasn't born from someone famous. I don't have any lineage to Mr. Honda, or I didn't, I never even worked for the company. I just worked at a dealership. I was a salesman that loves a brand, had a vision, went for it with everything I had, gave up everything in my life to pursue this passion I had. And because of that, my car is on the cover of the special edition Max Boost magazine, a book.
Yeah.
I've been able to fly the Honda jet. Like, Honda makes a $5 million jet. Honda allowed me to fly it, not fly in it, but literally fly the jet by myself, like on my own with a pilot next to me. I've been in the jet 3 times. I've flown it once. I was able to drive the Mean Mower, which is the fastest lawnmower in the world. Honda built it as a CBR RR engine in a riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
0 to 60 or 0 to 100 is like 2.9 seconds.
Whoa.
It's supposed to be one of the most dangerous vehicles because it's a lawnmower.
Yeah.
There's no suspension. There's no roll cage. There's no seat belts. There's no safety whatsoever in it. So if you lose control, which isn't hard to do, the wheels are 12-inch wheels, maybe even smaller than that. Maybe they're 10-inch wheels. So, and the steering went like that. That was pretty much it. There wasn't much more to it. I mean, it's a riding lawnmower with an extremely high horsepower engine. If you lost control of that while you were driving it, you probably could die.
Yeah.
Or you might get really. So I was able to drive that. I've flown to the UK to watch my own Civic Type R being built at the factory, which no one's ever done, and I got to film it. I flew out to Norway to go watch the unveiling of the Honda E, which is Honda's electric car. I've been to countless unveilings, countless different line-off celebrations where Honda celebrates with their own employees the beginning of a run of a new car, either the Pilot or the Ridgeline, or I've been to one for the lawnmower where it's Honda employees only and me in the factory. So, I mean, I've been able to do some amazing, incredible things just for my passion that I had for one brand, which, again, I'm nobody special. I'm just a dude that loves the brand. And because of that, I've gotten to do things beyond my wildest dreams. And I'm not done. There's plenty more that I'm going to do, which I'm excited and can't wait. So I don't know how we got on that tangent, but kids, follow your dreams.
Follow your
dreams.
No, definitely, dude. How I feel about it is just anybody can do it. You just need to direct your time and energy into one certain thing, and you can make it as far as you want. And I think that that's where we were on the first episode. I understood your mindset, and because I knew what goal that you had, and to accomplish that goal, it's reality. You have to do the things that you were doing. But like we've come to find out is you don't have to get to that place in 2 years. You can stretch it out for 4 years, and now you're going to have 4 years of memories instead of 2 years of memories. I remember I had a talk with Javier from H-Day OGS, and he told me one time, he said, life is a marathon. It's not a race. You know, it's just a cliche thing, but once you think about it, you're like, you know what? That's right. If I can get there in 2 years, but I'm going to have to sacrifice a lot, or I can get there in 4 years and not have to sacrifice so much. I mean, we're still in the marathon, you know?
That's true. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And for other people to think about it, saying, well, I'd rather do it in 2 years, maybe they don't have much to lose. They don't have a family that they're leaving at home disappointing like you and I have. You know, if somebody was in that circumstance where they were single, they could do whatever they want, they didn't have to answer to anybody, you could make it there in a year. But then there's the other side of things. When you get there, you're there by yourself.
That's true. I agree with everything you said except for getting there. Because I think successful people never reach their goals.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever get to where they want to be. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've accomplished everything I want to. I've never, like, there's been steps. Like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, you know, I reached 100,000 on YouTube, you know, just as an example.
Yeah.
Got to fly the Honda. I think there's experiences or steps that we've achieved, but I've never sat back and said, I made it.
Yeah.
It's
nah,
5 years, but I made it. Those that are successful never make it. Yeah. They just keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. And that's what I think keeps those of us that do that, keeps us pushing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Different milestones. You know, I've reached so many different milestones in my life, and I love that feeling of reaching a milestone. But even for me right now, I don't have any milestone that I'm working towards. I just know what it takes. You just got to keep feeding the machine, and we're going to end up somewhere. You know, when I first started Downstar, I didn't think that I was going to be at this point that I'm at right now. This was never a goal or even an idea of mine.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
So we'll see where things go. You know, even with this trying year, I'm excited to see where things go because this is mixing everything up. If you would have asked me in 2000 at SEMA, if you would have asked me, what does your 2020 look like? 10 or 9 of the months already spoken for. It was already spoken for. And as much as I love to go to these events, do these things, these meets or what have you, it's kind of nice to switch it up a little bit and say, hey, I don't know where we're going to be at this summer, but we're going to make the best out of it.
Yeah. I think those of us that attend events as vendors or as media, I think we're going to be much busier at the end of 2020 than we were at the end of 2019.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good year, man. I have a feeling it's going to be a good year because anytime that I've ever been put through the ringer, always a rainbow at the end, you know?
I agree, and that's what makes it, they say it, again, a cliche, but it, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think that, you know, and I look back at previous relationships, work history, and all the crap, like all the crap I had to deal with in past work made me, you know, better now, more prepared, stronger.
Definitely.
All the stuff in previous relationships has made me much stronger and much more aware of the relationship I'm in now. So this BS about what we're going through in the world right now, most of us will come out of it much stronger and more prepared for the future, which will be a much, much better for everybody.
Definitely, man. Well, Jason, dude, I appreciate you giving us some of your time. I wish you the best. I wish you, your family the best. And I love to see this new space that you're in, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I appreciate that. And thanks for the opportunity to talk to you and everyone that watches this. And if you guys don't subscribe to Downtown with Downstar, do it now, because the episodes, bro, I could spend a whole episode talking about your previous episodes. Some of the people that you've had on, and these are some of the people you've had on, I consider friends of mine. At BC,
Yeah.
you had BC on. I consider BC a friend of mine. Like, I talked to him, outside of the work thing, and the stories he told, I was like, I never knew that. That's unbelievable. And just to hear people talk, because most of the time you talk to someone, you talk to them for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you talk to them for hours, and that's when you can tell, if you listen to the very beginning of this conversation compared to the end of the conversation, it gets much deeper and more detailed towards the end than it does at the beginning. So if you guys want to learn more about people that you admire, or just learn more about people in general, you got to watch some of your podcasts are stupendous, and I'm so happy you're doing them. So
thank you.
You're doing the world and the community a great value. So good job.
Damn, that means a lot to me, bro. Thank you so much. We're putting a lot of hard work into this, and it's not about money or business or anything like that. Even the same with me. Not with you, because we've had countless interactions and conversations and things like that. But say one of our last guests that we had on was Jonathan Wong, JDM Wong. I've known him for years, and we probably had a collective of 30-minute conversation from the entire time that I've known him. So to have somebody like that be able to sit down and I could ask him anything without anybody interrupting, dude, it's invaluable.
That's true too. You're right. There's always someone there going, oh, and then the conversation switches and then it's gone. So this is like a one-on-one. And honestly, I mean, from where I'm looking at right now, I'm staring at my phone, right? And I see your background, I see you. And at the beginning of the conversation, I saw myself up in the corner. And there's still a video of me up in the corner. I can see it, but I never noticed it. Like, It was literally talking to you, even though we're 2,000 something miles away. It was like being there.
Thank you, man.
That. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so before we get out of here, where can people find you at?
Just HondaPro Jason. Look up HondaPro Jason. Put it right in Google search. I don't care if you're on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, if you're on Yelp, Twitter, it doesn't matter. I'm on all social media, and all social media is all under HondaPro Jason.
I love it, dude. Jason, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. And another thank you to Hilto Automotive. Hilto is actually our sponsor, and it's dope to have them on board. They've been around since 2002, and Marcus is an OG, man. We were actually hanging out at SEMA.
I have some stories that maybe some other time I'll share with you, with me and him, and we spent a lot of time together. I'm a huge fan of his company and of him personally. So great guy.
Yeah, me too, man. We're happy to have him on board. So make sure you guys check him out. Check him out at Hilto Automotive or on the website at hiltoauto.com. And thank you guys for your support. Thank you for listening. Jason, once again, thank you for your time, man. This is episode 156, and we out. Peace.